SpecFicMedia.com presents Consumption with hosts PG Holyfield, Chooch, Viv, and Christiana Ellis. Well, hey everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of SpecFicMedia.com presents Consumption. Looks like we have a Viv that is joining us.
Hey.
We are walking wounded right now. Christiana's not feeling well. Viv's not feeling well. Chooch is not feeling well. And I don't know what your conditions are.
We're recovering.
Nicole and Timothy, do you have the con crud, or are you surviving so far?
Not yet. Cross fingers, man.
You've got the napping down from.
I do appreciate the hat, Nicole.
All for you, Peach.
In honor of the hat, I have the special, special effects hat that fades out.
Oh my god, that actually changes your.
This is a media podcast, hangout, YouTube show where we talk about the media we are consuming. Usually we try to have a guest that is also creating, so we can talk to them about what they're creating. But today, since Dragon Con was this past weekend, wanted to have some people on that went. Christiana went last week, but we'll have first Nicole and Timothy. Hi guys, how are you? Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Nicole was a grad student at the University of Virginia, where I did my undergrad work many moons ago. So that's one reason that I became attached to her once I met her at Dragon Con at one of the astronomy events. And what are you doing now?
Yeah, so now I am a postdoc with CosmoQuest, and so that's a citizen science project. It's run by Pamela Gay, who's now my boss, who I met at Dragon Con several years ago and drunkenly told her I wanted to be here when I grew up, and eventually she hired me. So there you go. Dragon Con makes jobs. And so we make citizen
Stalking works. That's the lesson that we...
You just have to be persistent enough. Don't give up.
Yes.
if your stalking isn't working.
So we make citizen science tools that let you help us analyze NASA data and actually help us do the science research. And so I was at Dragon Con in large part for that. We had a booth set up with our citizen science tools up on the website. So people who come up, try it out, take our information, take some free NASA crap, and also buy some Astronomy Cast swag as well. So I do that. I do a bunch of hangouts for CosmoQuest. They're all kind of science and education related. And I'm a general big geek, so Dragon Con was kind of a thing I did for fun to start with, and now it's part of my job, which is super cool. So awesome. A lot of work, a lot of work setting up the booth, getting that together. I did some panels for Space Track and Skeptics Track, and had a good time. Didn't sleep enough, like you're supposed to.
Nobody ever does.
Yeah.
Pamela, I do a lot of stuff with Pamela. We did the Living NaNoWriMo YouTube show last year, which I will be doing some version of this year. Haven't quite decided what that will be yet. But yeah, at Balticon in May, I took advantage of your CosmoQuest booth and sold books there for the con. So I always appreciate the the good work that you people do.
We're happy to give you guys a home too. I love it.
And Timothy Legower, fan of the Beyond the Wall podcast, and is lucky enough to sit beside Nicole and
ride those famous astronomy coattails.
So Tim, what is your history? What are you doing now? You were an art related.
I was a theater major. I'm now finishing up my master's degree in communication management. Actually, looking at CosmoQuest and doing a study on them. In fact,
I'm one of his research subjects.
She is, yes. And other than that, I work part-time at a Best Buy, and I make random things like dragon eggs.
Yeah, I guess I tied you to the art with the things that you have posted on Facebook in the past, and you do a lot of stuff. You have some great dragon eggs. In fact, we'll go ahead and show one of your creations right now. That's
Yeah.
held by our own Christiana. So the eggs from the Game of Thrones, the Khaleesi's eggs, and yeah, I don't. Did you ever get them? Did you ever get them back from
Yes.
Christiana? Or
I surrendered them willingly, but I was surrounded and a little bit intoxicated, so I knew I wouldn't be able to put up very much of a fight. So what I can vouch for, though, is that they're awesome in person. Like, I mean, they look great in the picture, but in person, too, they just have this great tactile feel to them and some weight to them. So they're as much fun, even more fun to hold than to look at.
did you put them by the heater and see what happened?
Oh no, she just heated them up with her cuteness. Are you kidding me? That picture was so adorable.
I did consider trying to burn one of my roommates on an effigy in order to hatch them, but it sounded like a lot of work.
Yeah, that would be trouble.
You've been
our
challenged
host,
by one of our good friends, Amy Roth, to make a version opening.
Yeah, she wants me to make one that opens, and I can put a stuffed dragon inside.
So if he does that, I'll
There
knit
you
him
go.
little tiny dragons, and yeah. That'll be
that
nice.
works. And our other host that's here right now, one of the Walking Wounded. How are you, Viv?
It's been a rough day. Hi, sweeties.
Hi.
Yeah, it's Chooch is literally on crutches right now, and then all my usual stuff is going on, but we're here. He's here in spirit. He set everything up.
Okay,
Aww.
well, I know Christiana will have to drop off because of her health, and if you need to drop off,
I may, because nausea is one of the fun things I'm dealing with today. So I promise to mute the mic and just go dead. I'll bolt.
if you just like an earlier podcast, if you keel over, we'll notice and
just soldier on. Chooch will come in at some point and send the file. Yeah, exactly. You can just cut me off the call.
Exactly. So while Christiana and Nicole and Timothy were at Dragon Con, along with, we're going to bring in a couple more guests in about a half hour, Billy Flynn and the Flynnstress. We'll talk to them about their experiences as well. Chooch and Viv came to Charlotte and visited me for the weekend, or for a couple of days of the weekend, and we had a great time. And we'll talk about some of the things that we watched and played and did. Up front, though, did want to make a couple of announcements. One being we wanted to send out our heartfelt congratulations to Mur Lafferty for winning the John W. Campbell Award for Best New Writer at the Hugo Awards at Worldcon. It's just incredible. We've all been fans of hers ever since she started doing I Should Be Writing, and for a perfect example of someone that works harder than anyone else and getting exactly what she deserves, and we're very proud of her for the award.
Yeah.
Also wanted to mention Jared Axelrod, who was on the last episode. We talked about his Kickstarter that started up on Friday of last week.
The cockroach strikes!
The cockroach strikes, yes. And it was funded in an hour. Of course, he had a very low amount that he was, trying to get to help with some of the putting the project together. And he has some stretch goals and different things, adding short stories and ebooks and different things. So go to Kickstarter, do a search on cockroach, and it will come up. And if you can contribute, that would be great. And was very, very excited to find that he actually woke up Friday morning. I guess it automatically starts the Kickstarter, and he woke up and it had already been funded. That's a nice problem to have.
That's amazing.
But,
Yeah. So as of right now, he is at $840. The original funding amount was $300, but he's got lots of stretch goals. So the next one up is at $1,000, where he'll do a 4-page comic of the secret origin of Comrade Cockroach.
That's awesome.
Well, and Chooch and I have been traveling and wounded since before well, I guess around the time, but anyways, we've been in travel sets. We haven't even been able to log in and do those yet. So I'm hoping that, like, that there'll be other people like us that are kind of late to get in. We'll get in there and we'll get that 4-page comic and whatever else cool stuff he thinks up.
Yeah, there's a Dr. Mercury story, which is always a draw for me. I love that character. So, also, I'm sure we'll talk about the Parsec Awards, but just some of the winners that we know from podcasting different things. Mike Bennett won an award. T. Morris and Philippa Ballantyne won an award, and J.C. Hutchins won an award for different things that they're working on. So congratulations to all of them, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, Dragon Con. What do you want? What stories do you have this year? Nicole, I know we had a couple stories from last year, which we could actually talk about a little bit too. But what fun did you have? What panels did you see that you were excited about? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
to start with the Parsecs, which I was there for the beginning part of. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay. In fact, I couldn't even stay long enough to present what I was supposed to present, which made me so sad. I had to run off to be on another panel. But they started off with Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor, as a presenter of the first award, and he was downright hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was actually a guest voice on, or had been a voice on one of the podcasts that was winning an award. That was actually the very next category, and so the person in Australia who won, was one of the nominees said, "Oh, can we send one of our voice actors?"
Oh my God.
Guy Sylvester McCoy. They're like, "Yes, and can he present?" So they had him present an award, and the whole video's up on the Parsec Awards site, and he's a very funny man. It was totally worth it.
He was funny and animated, even with like a broken foot. I think he had.
Yeah, someone ran over his foot.
Yeah, and he was up there. Oh, he carried the entire. He could have done the entire thing, and I would have just died laughing.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
So that was pretty fun. And a friend of mine I was just talking to on a previous hangout, Carolyn Collins-Peterson, was on a group called Star Trek Outpost, and they won a Parsec Award too. So I actually didn't spend enough time on the last hangout congratulating her, so congrats to that whole team for that Parsec. It was a good time, and I really hope next year I'm not scheduled for a panel at the same time, because I want to stay for the whole thing, because it's a lot of fun. And one big panel I really went to was Mythbusters. It was Adam Savage, who usually goes to Dragon Con, and it was Jamie Heinemann's first Dragon Con. And so they had the two of them, and Ken Plume was the moderator, and they talked about how they met and some of the more difficult aspects of doing the show. And they talked about Tested.com, which is their website where they are putting out a lot of video content that doesn't go on the show, some really good behind-the-scenes stuff. And so is a big fan of their work because they do science outreach. They didn't mean to do science outreach, but they do science outreach so well. So we waited in this ridiculously long line and managed to get in the back. So, and so you went to a lot more panels than I did since I was there for work.
I didn't actually go to a lot more.
Right.
The Scott Sigler panel, which we actually both went to, was great. It was different than last year. Sigler showed up sick, so he was a bit more...
That was him less animated?
Yeah, that was him less animated. He was a bit more subdued.
Because I was on hell.
Was it one of his,
One for the junkies.
One for the junkies, so one that's more of a party than, a panel talking about things that's more interactive and a lot of fun usually, so that's cool.
Some excerpt readings from his upcoming books and stuff like that, and some
alcohol got passed around.
Some giveaways of Sigler merchandise. So.
Yeah, that's right. I got a Kraken Surly Ramek. I'm so excited because I said something like kind of under my breath that he thought was hilarious. Didn't know who said it, and I was like, that person needs a gift, and I'm like, it's me. You know me already. He's like, whatever, come on. So, and actually, he announced at that Dark Overlord Media and CosmoQuest are going to be doing a joint Kickstarter soon. Once we get all our junk together, we're going to do a poster and then hopefully a little 3D app tour of the planets of the Siglerverse mapped out to the known exoplanets. So we're bringing our astronomy into the Siglerverse and doing that joint project coming up soon. A and I are working on getting that out.
I do want to mention before I forget that we're doing our very, 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 very small part for CosmoQuest. Any T-shirts that are purchased from specficmedia.com, there's a store link to Spreadshirt. Any money that comes from that is being donated to CosmoQuest. So if you like any of our shows, and I got to do some shirts for the new show, please go out and buy a shirt, and the proceeds will go to CosmoQuest. So.
That makes me so happy. Thank you.
My mom says she's going to buy a shirt.
That'll be our
She
first.
hasn't yet, but she says she's going to.
Very good. So, any sightings? Did you go to the parade?
I got a picture of me with Michael Rooker from Walking Dead and a ton of other stuff. I forgot until halfway through that I'm like, oh my god, you were in Mallrats too, you know, and there's a bunch of other movies. But he is a hilarious.
Does he have that gravelly voice? Does he have that gravelly voice that he has?
He does.
Yeah.
But he is large and intimidating as well.
I believe
He was
it.
really funny on the NSFW podcast panel.
Yeah, I met him right after that. Yeah.
You also got to meet Christopher Judge,
Yes,
who
I
played
did.
Teal'c on Stargate. We ran into him at the bar in the Hilton and Tim went out for a cigarette with him.
Yeah.
And apparently they had some discussion, which I'm not at liberty to talk about after I went to bed. No, after some others had some fun discussion with him that he kindly asked them not to tweet about. But apparently he's a really awesome dude.
Yeah, he is very nice, and again, another very large man.
I ran into CCH Pounder, who plays Mrs. Frederick in the elevator. Didn't realize it till after she got off, and Pamela goes, "Do you know who that was?" And Grant Bowler from Defiance, which is a show we've both been watching on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was crowded in the Sky Bridge, desperately trying to get to that panel after I was at the Parsecs. Everyone was crawling through the Sky Bridge. I'm wearing an ET costume, so I'm wearing like this thing. I'm holding my mask, and somebody coming our way looks right over my head and goes, "Oh my God, you're that guy from Defiance." I look, who's been pressed up against me for the last minute is Grant Bowler, and I'm just like, "Oh hi!" And so
Wow.
we'll chat with him about how it was his first Dragon Con. He was having really sweet. So those random running into people from shows that whose faces you recognize, it's like, oh, how cool is that?
I tell anybody that asks about what should you do at Dragon Con, my first piece of advice is hang out at the Hilton bar, because you're going to run into people, whether it's just seeing them across or they're really cool people like was it Craig Ferguson? What's the guy's name from Eureka? Ferguson.
Yes, Tom Ferguson.
Colin Ferguson.
And
He like comes there and he's just buying drinks for people and doing all sorts of cool stuff. Adam Savage, you mentioned, he'll hang out there with people, and so that's definitely a recommendation for best bar to be at, I think.
For that and just walk around. I mean, last year I ran into like half of the cast of the guild just walking around, and then one night I was getting back in the elevator at 3 in the morning, and there's Anders from BSG, and I'm drunk and he's probably drunk, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm gonna be cool, and he just goes, "Hey, it's so nice to meet you," and like hits me on the shoulder. He's like, "Oh, we should go get drinks sometime," and I'm like,
drunk boy.
Oh my gosh! I'm like,
and
your hotel room.
You made out, and then.
Oh, Dragon Con.
Oh, Dragon Con. And the costumes, of course. I mean, I didn't do much costuming this year, except for the ET costume, which a friend of mine made for her kids.
Please tell me there's a picture, please.
Oh, there are pictures. I'll have to find it. But you did a little bit of cosplay, and some of our friends did a gender-bent Avengers, which was really good. So a bunch of the ladies dressed up as the men characters, but in a cool way with skirts and tutus and fun.
Emily?
And gosh, I can't even.
And Mecha Adam Savage.
Our good friend Ryan Consell of Mad Art Lab made a metal mask of Adam Savage's face, and I tweeted it, and Adam Savage retweeted it. Was very excited. Turns out one of our friends was his manager for the weekend, so actually got them in contact. And so he's actually, I think, commissioned. He's made these knuckle rings that say confirmed and busted. And He's commissioned a set of those from our friend Ryan. So Student of Whim, go check him out on Twitter or on Mad Art Lab. He makes amazing stuff, and one of them was a metal Adam Savage mask, which Adam Savage now has.
And it's really creepy. He just comes up behind you with this mask on. Ugh.
You're gonna find these pictures now.
I should get the Google Fog.
If I don't break the internet doing that.
So, Christiana, what were your highlights this year?
Well, so I wasn't really on any panels other than presenting at the Parsec Awards, so I did a lot of just wandering around, and the dealer room is in a different location now. Anyone who's been to Dragon Con before knows the dealer rooms used to all be in the Marriott before, but now it's been moved to the American Mart building, I guess, which is nearby, but it's a strange situation because I understand why they needed to make a change because Dragon Con is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but right now it's kind of like descending into some sort of fever dream going over there because it's so full of people still.
Fever dream?
Yeah, because you walk around
that.
there's no sense of flow to it where you feel like, okay, you can go up this aisle and down that aisle and up this aisle and down that aisle and then you've seen everything. Instead, it's more like this labyrinth of, okay, well, the crowd I was in pushed me past 9 or 10 stalls, and then I got stuck in a corner for a while, and then I saw a hallway that looked like it led to another dimension, and I wasn't sure if I'd been over there yet or not. And
if they had any good games.
And then I went out this other door, and it was 1943, so I had to try to go back inside. No, it is really strange, and I retweeted someone made a map that was pretty funny. I'll have to find it now. But anyway, I don't like it. I understand why they had to do something, and maybe they'll figure it out a little better next year in terms of just having some organized sense of flow in there where it's obvious where people need to go. But as it stands right now, it's a bit more like kind of like I was just saying in the sense of there's tons and tons of people, but it is so crowded and everybody's so confused that you feel like you can't stop and look at anything because you'll be blocking people behind you. That said, I did buy some Spider-Man earrings and some little lightsaber earrings and a prop kit for the HAL 9000 computer, so that's cool.
Awesome.
I can't handle the vendor rooms. I get creeped out and anxious and claustrophobic, and it's really my things, but I can't.
I was in there with Ryan one day, and we were wandering around, and we're like, okay, we're done, let's go. And we're like, how do we get out of here? Like, we had to walk out to like 3 different people, like, do you know where the exit is? I've been here for 3 days. Please help me out of this building.
Who is your king?
Hey, PG, I'm putting a link in the chat. If you want to pull that up, that's this joke map that someone made. I don't know if anyone will be able to read it. Oh, it's got some small text.
I saw that. That was really funny. I found the picture of me as E.T. I can screen share that quickly too if you want to go ahead and make that be. It's going to slowly screen share.
Let me see if
anyway, I also did some other things. I went to the Venture Brothers party. Oh, there we go. Yep, that was it. So if anyone who can actually read that, enjoy.
The My Little Pony corsets. I love it.
So
the things you want and no way to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Got Thunderdome, the Chompers.
Thunderdome.
Steampunk goggles, big section there. Nice little, lose a turn.
Clusterfuck. Yes.
Yeah, so that's about right. That was pretty much my experience.
That sucks.
Nicole's got her E.T. costume there.
Aww.
There's me as E.T. I
didn't ever see you with the mask on.
Well, I didn't want to put it on until I actually presented, and then I had to leave, and so it was so sad. My friend and coworker, Ellen Riley, made this for her 8 or 9-year-old son to go, now my age.
Nice.
And it mostly fits me. I couldn't zip it all the way up in the back, but the little finger's red, and it's got a heart, and she painted that face.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
I have this now, and I'm sure it will make more appearances.
I hope so.
So yeah, there we go. Phone home.
Very cool.
Phone home, bitches. Phone home.
So any Walk of Fame excitement?
They moved that out of the Hilton as well. That's where the CosmoQuest booth is. So in previous years, I used to just leave CosmoQuest booth, make a walk in the Walk of Fame.
Right.
Yeah, it was right up.
Somewhere over in the Marriott, and I just never got over there at all this year.
That sucks. That's one of the things. That was one of the great things about staying in the Hilton is you just had to go downstairs and see all of the stars.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It was right
I
there.
didn't really meet up. I didn't see anybody famous this year, or at least not any kind of a notable interaction. But I did go to the Venture Brothers party, which was kind of cool, just seeing all the people in costume. I didn't stay as long there because they were having trouble getting the bar set up, and I just felt like, if I'm going to just stand around and look at people, I need some assistance, chemical assistance for that.
You need some liquid.
But
Yes.
so it was good, though, because there was tons of people in costume. I took a bunch of pictures, and then I went and hung out with Stephen Grenade, who is dressed as Tenzin from Legend of Korra, and he was hanging out in the Marriott lobby, and so I spent some time with people who were doing the costume thing, and it made me so jealous. I feel like I want to do a costume next year, but I have to think of something to be.
Well, there's a group of us doing, we're going to make a banner that says Bruce on it. So it's a Bruce banner.
Oh, nice.
And we're dressing up as a whole slew of different Bruces. So if you want to get in on the Bruces, I'm going to be one of the Monty Python Bruces.
Nice.
Let me know, because we've got a long list of Bruces.
I mean, there's 28 different Bruces we have, and someone decided we could have just had everyone dress up as a different Bruce Willis character. And we still have too many characters to dress up as.
So there you go. If you need an idea, just
Yeah, there's the thought.
join the Bruce Banner. We're gonna be in the parade.
I keep thinking of Bruces now and trying to figure out if they're already on the list of 28 Bruces. Probably.
Somebody already went to Wikipedia, so.
Bruce Valanche made our list, so that's
I
we
keep
were really
thinking of
looking.
Bruce McCullough from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I don't know if we have that one.
And then after that, we wandered back over to the Hilton and happened to catch a dance-off occurring in the Hilton lobby. It was initiated by a red stormtrooper who was walking around with a suitcase boombox, and there was a big circle of people, like maybe 100 people, all in a circle in the Hilton lobby and doing dance-off stuff in the middle of it.
Wow.
And it was pretty great.
Wow.
You had the best pictures, Christiane. I was watching your feed this week, and that's where a lot of my greenness went. My green envy was in your feed.
Oh.
I got a lot of great Vine videos of the
Yeah,
dancing.
I saw those. I was watching those too.
I need to join this Vine thing. I'm totally behind on this. It's like Twitter's version of video, right? The short.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But there's something to it that works for me in the sense that it's 6 seconds, which is crazy short, right? But it's also looping, and something about that just feels like a new art medium or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a new poetic form or something like that. It doesn't seem like, oh, that's just a short video. You do different things with a 6 second looping video than you do with just short video.
Or you do like I do and you just do a stupid 6 second video, you know?
That works too.
But there's some really, really amazingly creative videos out there, and it is worth looking at. I only joined mainly so I could look at other people's, and then every once in a while I'll throw one if I'm bored. But Instagram also is doing a video thing, but I'm hearing that it's not as, other than the fact that it's attached to the Instagram, you know.
Here, I'll do a, let's see.
But I'm Vivid Muse on there, Nicole.
I'm doing a screen share of one of my.
Let me see.
Yes.
Oh wow, you got a good view too.
Yeah. So there is actually sound, but I don't think that'll come through the screen share very well.
Yeah, you've got to set up a different thing for it. Been there, done that, screwed it up.
This was Dragon Con last year, but I did want to.
Oh,
nice.
good God, PG. And who do you have to thank for that picture, PG?
That would be Chooch, because
Yes.
I had two pictures, one with Katie Sackhoff and one with Jewel State, and Chooch photoshopped them together to make it look like I was standing with both of them. So.
Guys, he was so excited. It was just silly.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
so cute.
But they look good on his arm, don't they?
Yes, they do. Anyway.
So,
They like your hat collection.
Oh, there we go. Back to the vine with the dancing stormtrooper.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, that was fun.
And for those,
I also did.
When this is the audio version, we'll put all the links to all the
Yeah, sorry guys.
pictures and videos. Sorry, audio listeners. Later on.
All right, I finally got a good picture up of the Mecha Adam Savage. This is our friend Ryan from Mad Art Lab, and the mask that he made. And when asked how he did it, he said, "I hammered the metal until it looked pretty." So.
Oh, yeah, I
Oh
did
my
see
God,
that one.
That's awesome.
I didn't-
Metal too.
The hat is metal. And
I didn't realize you knew that guy, that was
Ran-
that guy.
Yes.
Wow.
He's a friend of mine. Yeah,
That's
he's
amazing.
really awesome. This is the same guy who did Slave Leo, which is a gender bent cosplay of Slave Leia, which was on IO9. So
Oh, I missed that.
yeah, he's a really talented artist.
Wow.
Yep.
So yeah, he ended up giving the whole package to Adam Savage and said, "Here, have fun, take it as a gift."
Wow.
So, and Adam wants more sets of the rings, and there were many jokes about where the plausible one was. Everybody made that joke at some point.
I am going to go ahead and invite Terri and Billy in, and you can hang around if you want, Nicole and Tim.
Sure.
Nicole, but one more time, could you give the name of that artist?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Student of Whim. This is Ryan Consul. He's on. Hang on, let me get his Twitter. Student of Whim. He blogs at madartlab.com, and his Twitter is Student of Whim Ryan Consul. He's up in Canada. He drove down from Toronto like 16 hours to be at Dragon Con. So he's pretty awesome sauce.
Very cool. Oh, wait for them. We did have a party last year, which we had, you're speaking of the guild, where we had Robin Thorson show up. That was fun.
That is my
Yeah.
all-time favorite Dragon Con memory.
That was so cute, Tim. Yeah, that was awesome.
Because she had met Starla, I think the year before, and
Starla Hutchton.
Starla Hutchton, who we'll have on here at some point, I am sure. And she invited her up to our room party, and she came, and everybody was. I mean, she was just the most gracious, just like down to earth person. Just wanted to hang out and have a good time, and it was a lot of fun.
She was funny, and she was just really into like being there. You could tell she was having so much fun just being at the convention as a fan, and also getting the extra little lift of, wow, people actually are excited to see me, you know? She's so cute.
Yeah, when she came in, I thought, oh, she's going to come in for like 5 minutes and then leave. No, she stayed there for like hours hanging out with everybody.
She did. She really did, and I, of course, was embarrassed because it was, we were not taking any room party stuff, no snacks, none of the stuff we usually take for Balticon, and so it was like the worst room party we've ever thrown.
What?
There was no food, there were no drinks, there was nothing cutesy like I usually have, and it was just like at that point, I was like, fuck it, we got Robin Thorson, I don't care if we ain't got no snacks.
No snacks.
Our room parties are events, and we don't need that.
God help us. I know. It was so fun, though. It was a really fun night, though, because she was able to bring Corey out of his shell that night with the awkward hugging and all that
With
stuff.
alcohol.
Well, yeah, I'm just glad I was there for that moment. That was glorious.
Yeah, so that's Cosmo Quest lead programmer Corey Lehan, who is usually very, very quiet, really came out of his shell and had a great time. with Robin doing the awkward hug photos. And then he and I had just started working together, and we did a whole lot of "I love you, man" stuff. We bonded. It was good.
It was a really fun night. I think that was really the first night I ever got to know you two hardly at all. And it was just like we all had this magical bonding night. It was so wonderful. And it was awful. The only thing that made me feel bad was that Starla was the one that got her up there and added the extra little cherry to our awesome night. And then she had already left for the night. She wasn't even there when Robin got there. But thanks, Starla.
Thanks, Starla.
So nothing, but okay, so like that's your favorite memory, which I love being a part of, by the way. But like this year, was there, like, what would your favorite, did you already say your favorite moment for this year, Tim?
No, I don't know. I mean, for most of the reason I go to DragonCon is just to see everyone that I only get to see once a year.
I know. That's the worst part of missing it. Hi, guys.
I've never met before, only know on Twitter or hear Nicole talk about, and so I finally get to meet them. Like this year with Ryan, I don't know that I have ever met Ryan before, and we spent like a day just hanging out and fighting our way through the dealer's room and stuff like that. And like I feel like I'm at home, and that's why I love them.
Yeah. A lot of people's favorite memory is apparently me being really drunk in the Hilton Bar, going on and on about how bad the '90s Jets were. I don't remember all of this, but
Rich Kotite rant.
I went on a Rich Kotite rant. I went on a harsh Rich Kotite rant. So that's a good memory for a lot of people. I don't remember much of it, so I really can't count that. But I honestly, I just love that I got to talk to we had so many science teachers come by the booth and learn about stuff we were doing and just talking about the struggles they were having in, with the administrations and teaching their classes and getting all the content they want, and being able to talk to people. And another like awe moment is I got really sick on Friday. I hadn't eaten, hadn't slept, and couldn't cover my booth shift, and put out a call for help, and like 5 people showed up to cover me.
Yeah. Immediately flocking in were like 5 different people. Like, we're here to help Nicole.
It was like this I have friends kind of moment. That was really sweet. So yeah, that made me really happy. That makes me more happy than seeing panels and stuff like that. So I'm a big sap.
Cool.
What can I say?
No, I'm Billy and Terri now.
We have been joined.
Seems like they haven't said anything.
Well,
I see them.
Welcome.
I think your audio is not working at the
Need
moment.
to unmute yourself in the top right, little microphone button.
You haven't muted yourself at the top right.
I love Terri. Look at that picture.
She's blaming Billy for whatever problems are going on.
Automatically happens to the 4th plus people in. It's fine. It's not just you.
Mm-hmm. It's not just PG thinking that you're going to say something crazy.
If you click on the settings button,
can't hear you, honey.
Your input might be off.
Live video, folks. Live video. You pay for the best entertainment.
Christiana, what was your favorite moment?
Well, I think just watching the dance-off while 3 meads in was pretty good. I saw some other great panels, like there was the Mad Scientists for a Better Tomorrow panel, which was lots of fun, and I paid $1, and I paid $1 to get cattle prodded in the arm.
Because who wouldn't?
Paid $1 to get cattle prodded.
That's right, and
it was a bargain, wasn't it?
It was for science.
It was for science. There you go.
Sort of. It was for a scientist. I gave him $1, so I guess
for your
that works,
science
right?
and entertainment.
Did you pay?
Oh, it was some guy in a lab coat, I didn't check his credentials.
Christiana, we talked about this. Not again.
I did get to go to the front of the line for liquid nitrogen frozen ice cream, which was, I didn't know that when I agreed to this deal, but it worked out. So
yeah, it sounds good. I mean, you were just going for the cattle prod, so hey. Free ice
cream. I also went to a panel about Dragon Age Inquisition, which is the 3rd game of the Dragon Age series, which isn't coming out till next year, but they had a pretty significant preview of it that was really awesome. I can't wait for that game. I loved the first 2. Scott Sigler's panel was really great. The NSFW panel was really great, and also just a lot of what's the most fun about DragonCon though is just kind of hanging out with people.
Yeah.
I do have to say, if you went to a panel you like, and I'm saying this as a panelist and a fan, rate them on the app, because that helps the track directors get those people back.
Oh, there you go.
A
Rate
lot
them
of,
on the app.
work that goes into getting people, getting guests, getting attending professionals. So yeah, rate them on the app, and that'll help the track directors out.
Yeah.
So
There
go
you go.
rate all of Nicole's panels
That's
positively.
That's terrible now.
So she can have more time hanging out at the bar,
Less
talking
time.
sports.
Yeah, right.
Uh-oh, we lost them.
50,000 geeks and you're talking sports, really? I'm just.
I know.
Oh,
That's
speaking
what I
of
love
talking
about our
sports,
community is though that everybody has all these different interests.
Mhm.
It's
the
fascinating.
FSL panel is also pretty good. Fantasy Sports League, if anyone doesn't know that one. And basically the idea is that they have a bunch of teams like the Lannister Lions and the Cylon Raiders, and they play sports ball. And so it's basically like it's a sports show about, just, this team's doing great today, and, this team lost a key player, and but all kind of dodging around the actual sport.
Nice.
Yeah, I picked up my Gallifreyan Time Lords T-shirt from their fan table when I was there this year.
Terri, you're back.
Very cool.
Can you hear us? Seems.
Are they testing their...
I don't know. Audio.
Audio.
Well,
Can I plug another con-related thing?
Yes,
No.
please.
absolutely.
Okay.
Still no sound, huh?
Oh,
there you go.
Oh,
Oh, hey!
Hey, you're very loud. Let me fix that. You don't have to do anything on your end.
okay, Nicole, plug
got
your.
Okay. Yeah, so
Maybe.
we're
Sorry.
a group of us going to Geek Girl Con in Seattle in October. And they're doing a do-it-yourself DIY science zone. And so it's going to be open both days of con, where you can come and do science experiments. You can do like little science projects. You can make craters with us. We'll do CosmoQuest stuff. It's Radium Yttrium, DNLE 5, Psy-Curious, Dr. Mr. Francis, I'm sorry, I'm going to call him that, and just a bunch of other science-y geek types. You can do things like, DNA extraction, building neurons, making slime, making craters. So we're going to have all this stuff, but we need your help funding the actual, so some people, like me, get funding to do it. Some people are paying out of pocket, and so we're trying to cover their expenses. And so I can put a link in the event, on the comments on the event page. YouTube does not allow us to do that as well, so I'll try and put a butchered link in there. So we are raising money, and we're doing it sort of Kickstarter style, where we will do different bizarre things at different levels. For every $100 Matthew Francis Worth Warriors Cthulhu hat in public, there is a you can donate either for or against Radium Yttrium listening to a whole Nickelback album for every certain amount raised, because her hatred of Nickelback is well known.
That's low, man. That's low.
For every $1,000 we raise, I will make a Mad Libs version of someone's science abstract and read it in a hangout. And we've done this at my dissertation defense parties at UVA.
It's hilarious.
There are a lot of vaginas all of a sudden in my astronomy abstract. So we will do that for every $1,000 we raise. There'll be group sing-alongs. There'll be sock puppet reenactments of Prometheus, the movie. So we will adding in all of these.
That would be better than Prometheus the movie. So that's
Oh,
good.
Exactly.
Yeah, amen.
There'll be all these levels that our fundraising will unlock, and it'll help us bring some really awesome science to Geek Girl Con. So I'll put the link in the thing, or you can Google DIY Science Zone and find that. So just wanted to plug that. More good con stuff. And if you're in Seattle in October, come to the con. It's going to be really fun.
Awesome.
Yay!
You are free to stick around, but let's bring in our guests who now have audio.
Yay!
Billy Flynn and Terri the Flynnstress. How are you?
Still tired from Dragon Con, but pretty
You
awesome.
look a little tired.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, PG.
Jesus, no, she looks terribly rested and beautiful and glowing. Screw you, PG.
Of course.
I was more talking about Billy, who looks like he's about to fall asleep. So
We can't wear a hat like you. Not all of us.
only Nicole can. But how was your Dragon Con this year,
Fantastically.
Terry?
The Roman god of partying.
Yeah, we partied a lot. It was definitely very fun. We did have a couple of celebrity sightings as well. We hung out with Garrett David Lloyd from Torchwood for a little bit. He has a band called Blue Gillespie, and the show was over at like 3:30 in the morning. But we were like, we don't care. So we just kind of like hung around, and we saw him smoke a cigarette earlier in the night, and we were like, he's going to want a cigarette after the show. So we kind of like lurked a little bit. We ended up like totally hanging out with him. But, you know, whatever.
It's fun because he was wearing a hat during the show and he took it off and threw it behind him, not into the crowd, smart move, but someone still stole his hat. And no one knows who. And after the show, he's got this Jack Daniels tank top he was wearing. He's like, somebody asked if they could have my shirt, and it's all sweaty. Why the hell would somebody want my sweaty shirt? And I'm like, do you really want me to tell you?
Really, yeah.
Sure, I'm
Don't
like,
ask.
someone's going to be sitting like Newman on a Barker lounger in the corner just going,
Gross. But it was a really fun convention.
It's a good time.
We really missed you guys, though. Viv, I found the TARDIS, and I took a picture with the TARDIS, but it was not the same as when we all found the TARDIS together, because that was definitely fun.
That was magic. But I was so excited when I saw you with the TARDIS. I was like, yes!
Who was the guest of honor at PGCon? Because you guys all went to PGCon.
Chooch and Viv were the official guests.
We actually did what we called Road Trip Con, where we got in the car on Thursday, and Chooch drove us to see Biscuit and Calf in North Carolina and stayed the night. And then we were at PG's for 2 nights, and then we drove back by way of Biscuit and Calf. It's on the way kind of thing. So we actually... 5 days, 4 days of driving. We look like we went to Dragon Con. Chooch is on crutches now.
I was going to say, where is the most interesting Viking of all time?
He is reclining. He is. I don't even know what happened. He's just on crutches now. He's not sure. I'm trying to get him to go to the doctor in the morning. It's Chooch, but yeah, he's fine.
I thought he got drunk and fell off of like a concrete pillar.
I wish to hell it was something interesting like that.
Yeah.
There's not.
I sort of jumped.
We'll make something up, just like the knives and the monkeys and stuff with the cut on his arm. But
She was helping security defend because the last night there were drunken frat boys.
Of course.
You sneak into the con, and when we saw them, they're talking to this lady with security. And apparently this year, not just the hotels, they had an actual security company handling everything.
Wow.
So he's like, well, you can't come in here. He's like, well. Which hotel then? Which one's got the laxest security? Which one can we get in?
She's gonna tell him.
She's like, I can't tell you that. And then these guys trying to be funny, they're like, so we can't get in. And then here comes a cosplayer. But you let Magneto in? And she's like, well, he's got a badge. So there you go.
Magneto's in the building, no problem.
A lot of good costumes too. I'm such a nerd, like a teacher nerd, and they had like from Schoolhouse Rock, I'm Just a Bill.
I saw that picture.
And I'm sitting here on Capitol. That was one of the highlights, was taking my picture with I'm Just a Bill. Because, that was just like a definite nerdy moment for me.
And PG, since I know you love gender bender types, you would have really appreciated there was a Kirk and Spock mirror universe, but ladies. Huh? Yeah, I know how much you love your ladies with the beard, so yeah.
So before we go any further, you guys do a long-running podcast show, etc., and you did a live show at Dragon Con as well, didn't you?
We did a live show guerrilla style.
We went back to our roots.
And just kind of took over some spots.
On the same spot in the hotel, between floors, in the middle area.
Floor of the Hilton,
That's right.
Our fans still found us, the diehard fans. And, so it's geekradiodaily.com. Even though it's not daily, it was daily at one point. Christiana, you know how hard it is to do a daily show. There's the bell.
I do.
Stop it.
Hello.
Woo, the bell.
Terry's flashing her bell.
She can't keep her hands off it when I hold it out to her.
But yeah, so Geek Radio Daily, and so now it's a weekly show, and we basically just talk about the things that we're doing geeky in our life, and we know so many talented people who are always creating different things, and it's just nice for us to have a forum to help to share that stuff with the world.
But apparently we need to do a Kickstarter so we can bring the daily back. It's working for everybody else.
I've decided that we're going to do a Kickstarter so that we can go to Comic-Con next year in San Diego. Do you think people would help us? I think they would.
I think they would.
Sure.
You go in my place. You have such fun without me.
Just tell us about your fun.
Here's what I want to know about. You guys haven't mentioned Mickey Smith at all from Doctor Who. What?
He was so adorable.
Talk to me about this.
We saw him on a couple of different panels. He was being kind of tame. He said
he has a real name. I just used the character name.
Noel something.
I don't know the actor's name.
Noel something is his actual name.
Okay, Noel something is his name. Right. And yeah, he was really funny and really flirty. I think one of the highlights of the Torchwood panels, they played off of each other so well. I mean, Gareth David Lloyd, John Barrowman. Nicole and then Eve Miles, they were all on a panel together, and it was just like one naughty joke after another. It was great.
It was great because it's Eve Miles' first time at any real convention, and she chose Dragon Con.
Wow.
And
Always a good first one.
Exactly. And she chose to do a panel with Gareth David Lloyd, who is, yeah.
He knows how to play the crowd.
So she tells an interesting story about the naughtiest thing John Barrowman ever did on set, and let's just say, ladies, your curlers will never be safe again. But at one point, Gareth David Lloyd says, he's talking about how there was a scene where she had, I think was it Noel and John Barrowman?
Yeah.
Whatever it was, he's like, oh, well, you could always do skiing. And she's like, what do you mean? And the whole crowd's laughing at skiing. And then the woman who ran the panel walked up to her and whispered into her ear, and she's like, oh! So for the rest of the panel, here's Gareth David Lloyd going, we're going skiing. We're going skiing.
Yeah, that's kind of a visual joke.
Well, I put it
Sorry, audio listeners.
That's fine. Just dual-fisted action.
Who listens to this audio anymore?
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
That's right. But Noel took it a step further.
We're professionals.
Noel took it a step further, mentioning he's the only one that got to tap both Martha Jones and Rose.
Ooh.
So as he said, he was feeding the ponies. Visual.
But we saw a lot of good. We actually did go to a lot of good panels. Torchwood was good. John Barrowman was good. We watched the MythBusters panel on Dragon Con TV because we couldn't get into it.
Yep.
But we had the best seat, in the house.
Because I had alcohol readily available when I ran out instead of having to run back to the room. So good times.
Yeah. And then, the costuming I think was a real highlight too. I mean, we saw a lot of Daenerys Targaryen. We saw
a lot of her too.
Oh yeah, but not so many. Of the Night Watch because I think those costumes are just really hot.
Oh.
No, I mean not sexy hot.
Oh, okay.
Like temperature hot.
Yeah, nobody wears hot things to Dragon Con.
No, but I was talking to a stormtrooper.
It could be hot.
He had an air conditioner unit inside of his stormtrooper outfit. Like it had to do with like a Camelback water bag and a CPU fan. It sounded really cool.
Gum, a paper clip, and a pin. Yeah.
And Richard Dean Anderson.
I didn't see him. No, I didn't. Well, I kind of did, but I looked away. But Slender Man was there. Slender Man walking down the streets of Atlanta, and I looked up and went, I don't see you, and I lived to tell the tale. Then later that evening, there was a rather corpulent gentleman with a T-shirt that said, "Not so Slender Man." Ha ha.
There was also a lot of Doctor Who. I mean, Christiana, you probably saw there were a lot of TARDIS dresses, a lot of TARDIS corsets.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of doctors, and some pretty cool. I saw Ace. I got a picture with Ace. Not the actual Ace, but somebody cosplaying as
It wasn't?
Ace. No. It could have been. I mean, she was older.
Really?
I think one of my favorites. I told you guys about this one already, but it was Icarus with a very bad sunburn.
Oh my God! Yes.
Right.
And so apparently the sunburn was actually real, and that's what inspired the costume, not the other way around.
What?
But boy, trying to talk about life gives you a bad sunburn, you dress as Icarus.
When life gives you sunburn, yeah. What Cristiano left out with that fantastic dancing party that happened in the Hilton was people just kept coming in and tapping. Now, some of them were plants, obviously, but some people really wanted to show their stuff.
When Chris Brown joined in, we knew.
It was like, no, this has gone too far. The very last one was a guy holding a puppet, like sort of, Waylon Flowers and Madam style, because he had a little arm piece, and he taps the last guy and proceeds to breakdance. So a breakdancing puppet ended the dancing show in the Hilton.
Wow.
Well, there
'Cause
were
how do you
also
top it?
twerking puppets at one
Oh,
point.
God.
Yes.
Really?
Private party I've seen video of. So.
When will twerking be over?
Never, because they'll just change the name like they did. It was called something else entirely in the 80s and 90s. And the aughts, I think is what
Well, as
people
long
call
as
it.
people have butts, there will always be twerking.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers? Can't deny.
Oh, my.
We actually also did a lot of the same things that you did, Nicole, and I think that maybe we just sort of have missed each other as far as ending up friends. But because we won one for the Junkies, and
Yes.
that one was really very, very fun.
Because my question to Scott Sigler that won me a prize that I gave you.
I know I couldn't find my
lost already.
Surly. I was going to wear my Surly, and I don't know what I did with it.
I was like, since authors always pull from real life experiences, what bad childhood trauma happened with chicken scissors?
I thought you looked
God,
really
that was
good.
you! That was
I couldn't
you
really
guy!
remember when I saw you. Oh my god, that was amazing.
I love
You
that.
laughed so hard.
It's a great story, and you know how much Scott hates talking about it. So yeah, I figured it was a good time to talk about.
That was
I didn't realize
fantastic.
that he was sick, but I noticed he wasn't drinking. I was like, this was definitely not getting pissed with the FDO. It was
Nope.
kind of like a business panel. But, he let somebody pick from the audience what page to read. Did you stay for that part?
I did.
That was disturbing. I was like, pick something earlier in the book. I don't want to hear page 249.
Oh, I'm even more
walked out.
intrigued now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry everyone who wasn't there, but they specifically turned off the live stream and did not let us record it. But he read a page, and it was from Pandemic, and
He's like, okay, pick between 1 and 300. She's like 248, 49.
yeah, it was near the end. It was
Messed up. Totally wrong.
oh my god. But I talked to her afterwards. She's a biologist, and we had a nice talk about exobiology and how life on exoplanets can arise and become football players. So she was pretty cool.
Well, I learned something new about stegosauri.
Stegosauruses actually do have penises. I found out later on from
The hell?
science.
The hell?
Okay, we
This
just
came up in the panel. Okay, it was a
I think I'm going to need some background. We're talking about dinosaur penises now?
Would
And a Sigler panel, of course.
you rather have an alien vagina on your forehead?
like not on, but like actually
as
part
a
of.
part of it, or would you rather have a row of Stegosaurus peni down your back?
This was the question to
The
the audience.
scientists said that Stegosaurus had bifurcated peni.
Cloaca, right, which is kind of not quite a penis, not quite a vagina. So this was our friend Emily Fink who stood up and like schooled them on the dinosaur genitalia. But then Brian Swickheck, who's another dinosaur blogger, corrected us later on Twitter and said actually there's evidence that Stegosauruses had penises. And so the row of Stegosaurus penises down your spine is totally plausible.
So just huge dinosaur penis controversy at Dragon Con
Right.
this year.
Yeah.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
Wasn't on the news.
and we all know
That's
and we all
because
know that Billy wanted vagina on his part of his head, so that's obviously.
I love it when I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, what's the
We all thank you. Thank you,
show?
Billy. Every time Billy self-censors, it's a good thing.
But the world loses out on some damn fine comedy. That's true.
I know
That
it
is
wasn't
true.
this year. I know it wasn't this year, but I'm sure that your favorite Dragon Con moment was your live panel where Corin Nemec was a guest. So
That was a good time.
you know,
That was a good
Parker,
reliving.
Parker Lewis can't lose, and he was on your podcast, and you did
a little scene from
a scene.
A couple of
we did a
scenes.
little mini
Scene.
little
You did
video.
an episode.
I mean, he was our BFF for the whole weekend.
I mean, what are you going to do? Parker Lewis is there. Of course you do a full episode. Jesus, PG. Etiquette.
We've had some really good guests. You know, PG was on our show one year, and
He was also in that
I
episode.
was in that. I was
oh,
doing
that's right. I
Parker Lewis.
remember.
He played Frank and had the Twilight line. Good job.
I remember.
Playing to
Now,
the strengths.
Yes,
Funny because it's true. Yeah. I have to agree, though, the dealer room Christiana's talking about, this is crazy. The best way I can describe the dealer room to you, okay, who's played D&D? Yay! You know that dungeon where you're trying to map and you didn't realize it, but your dick DM had, like, sliding walls? That's what this was.
Oh, they had sliding
No, wait,
walls.
I've been here. No, I haven't. Oh, Jesus. Where am I? It was a little creepy. Oh,
Hey, Viv, look what I brought for you.
what?
well, it's backwards.
Oh, Bluebell.
I'm gonna eat it right now, and you can't have
Don't let Chooch see that one. He hasn't had that flavor.
Oh, my
it. So
God.
good, it's the best one.
Don't tell him that. I'm going to be in
What
trouble.
flavor is that?
Chocolate
Chocolate
chip cookie dough.
Yes,
Because
we did
somehow They weaved the dough into the ice cream. I don't know how to explain it.
It's good.
It's heaven. It's
It is
heaven.
good. I'm good.
Nicole, Tim, Christiana, this is an ice cream that I'm obsessed with. It was in Texas when I was growing up. They haven't sold it in Virginia ever. They just started selling it around Richmond. I'm a little excited. You know, fat girls love their ice cream. What can I say? It's delicious ice cream, though.
Awesome.
We made a bluebell run
We did.
on Saturday. So
Think blue balls, BG? You made it blue balls?
balls. It's been a while. And
Got to go check right now.
had the what flavor did you have for the first time? What was it?
The banana pudding,
Never forget your first one, do you?
which was amazing because it was bananas and it was Nilla wafers and they even had a ribbon of like whipped cream.
Really? Oh.
It's really good. And then my usual cookies and cream because I'm a kid. That's why we talk ice cream out of nowhere. That's really all that was.
Sorry, I just got excited because I knew we had it. And you were
Nicole,
excited.
I'm going to say.
I saw Terry's face just sort of go blank there for a second. She was thinking about that.
Ice cream.
We had a little
Besides-
ice cream feeding frenzy recently that she was channeling, I think.
Yeah, pandemic made me think of the good stuff, you know.
Oh, things that I'd like to lick slowly for an hour. Okay, yeah.
If Coronemic wasn't your favorite Dragon Con moment, what else would fit that bill for favorites over the years that you've been there?
Last year at the dealer table, since he had already done it at panels, we got John Barrowman to pull his pants down for us. He was wearing.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
He was wearing superhero underwear.
So at the panel, he pulls down his superhero underwear. I think he's got Batman, and his husband has Green Lantern.
I have no idea.
He had the Flash, and we were sitting at the table because, you know, I have no shame. I'll ask people to do anything. Isn't that right, PG?
Yes. Usually I'm dumb enough to do it, so.
So it was awesome. He's like,
Chewbacca is involved.
I can't stand up because I threatened to do it earlier and it about caused a mob. So he just sort of undid it sitting at the table and scooted down. Okay, there you go.
Flynn just did it now, and I'm enjoying the view.
Oh, I forgot to wear underwear. Damn.
But yeah, so that was a highlight.
Oh, you got the black lung pop?
A
really good one, like 2 years ago, our friend Tech Guy Wolfie, who runs some stuff for the show, we're riding down the elevator on a Saturday night, which you know how crazy stupid that can be. And so the elevator opens on, like, I want to say it was the third floor at the Hilton, which you can take stairs. And the door opens, and this guy looks to step on, and there's no room. And Tech Guy Wolfie, who's stuck in the back and can't see, and we've stopped at every floor for like 18 floors, is like, "It's one flight of stairs, walk it!" And the guy turns around and walks away and goes, "Fine!" And the door closes. I'm like, dude, that was Edward James Olmos. You just told Edward James Olmos to go to hell.
Oh.
Wow.
What? Edward James Olmos should know where the service elevators are.
You
There's
know,
no
Shit.
unless he'd been drinking, which is still unlikely.
Handler.
Or maybe he was.
handler.
Maybe his self-esteem was a little low. He was looking for a little fan love, and he got shunned to the stairs instead.
Oh my god.
And then counted his money.
And that's why,
Yeah.
Deal with it.
another 50, another 50,
Yeah.
another 50.
That was like the year we were on the floor with Stan Lee. He always took the main elevator down. Like, I don't know if it was because he wanted people to see him or he just didn't know that he could get down the elevator.
Bush Lobby, Excelsior!
He is so sweet, and he seems so into like the fans having a full experience that I'm sure he just did it to give everybody a little poop their pants moments, you know.
I'm really bummed he wasn't there this year. I finally got smart and like snuck my brother's Silver Surfer #1 out of his house to get signed, and
Wow.
yeah, Stan's not there this year, so okay, what am I gonna do?
Sneak it back into the house.
Guess so.
And then you bend it in
Sell it on
half
eBay.
and tore the
Can you
corner.
show that more
and-
like Sheldon Cooper?
Mr. Lee. This year, Eve Miles called me daddy. Okay, wait, that's not entirely true, but she did say I was her dad. So there you go.
Well, work with what you get, baby.
There was the joke about her starting a band, and so the next day at the Doctor Who Companions panel, the moderator asked her how her concert went. And she's like, "Oh yeah," it's like, "Did everybody see it?" And I'm the only guy who goes, "Yeah!" And she's like, "Thanks, Dad." Whenever I needed somebody to play the ukulele, "Yeah, baby, you're awesome. Thanks, Dad." I needed someone to play the trombone. "I'm there for you whenever you need me, honey. I love you, Dad." So that,
He's was adorable. She was really quick on her feet and like really a good panelist, especially for not having done a panel before.
And not bad on the eyes, I think is what they said.
Mm-hmm. Easy
Wow.
on the eyes.
I didn't say she was easy, but she could be. I don't know.
You didn't say she wasn't.
Oh, you know who else was cool? We did make it to the Walk of Fame a couple of times.
Oh,
I really
dish.
like that because you can just kind of walk around and like see people, even just okay, that was dumb to say. Whatever.
You can see people?
No, but
Oh
like
no, they're right there.
just like sitting there at the table.
There's
You
no
don't have to
screen
stand in
camera.
line to talk to them. You can actually
Right.
just walk around and look
Walk
at people.
by and just be like, oh, there they are, and you look pretty good for your age, kind of thing, you know.
Or
And-
damn, I feel better about myself
Right.
today.
Taller or shorter than you think they would be in real life, and so especially it's cool when you just watched an episode of something and then that like the day before and then you see that person. It's just crazy.
So, was went by and saw Sylvester McCoy, so now I have my Monopoly board signed by 2 doctors.
Nice.
Peter Davison was there, and they had a great panel where they played off of each other. Peter Davison's playing the guitar, and Sylvester McCoy is playing the spoons, and that was pretty fun.
I did walk up to Davison and was like, because, saw him at Mysticon, which was a fantastic time, and you should come out to it. And I'm like, so is Davy Bouchamp still stalking you around here? He's like, he never stopped stalking me. What are you talking about?
So they were all really good spirits, and just like walking around and seeing everybody was George Takei looked really good for his age. I mean, just in general, it was really, really a fun time.
There's a lot of qualifiers out there. For his age.
Whatever.
For your age.
Looks good.
The Chronic Rift guys, they do a podcast I've been on a few times. Cyborg is a Bionic podcast where they go through and talk about all the $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman stuff. So they got to host a panel with Lee Majors and Lindsay Wagner there. So I got to drop in on that for a little bit. Not only is that awesome, she looks damn good, whether it's her age or not. Lindsay Wagner's still rocking it. Would I say no to her? No.
God.
Thank you. There's a long way to go for a cheap laugh, but that's what I do.
Took me right back to junior high or whatever.
Yeah. We also presented an award at the Parsec,
We did?
and we didn't win.
Of course not.
No.
Aw,
But
honey.
I don't think our show is really right for the Parsecs because we're not like creative writers,
We're the Today Show podcast.
We don't do any speculative fiction. We just kind of
Speculate.
talk. Yeah,
I do a bunch of fiction sometimes.
Yeah, every word out of your mouth is basically fiction. But it was fun. It was good to see everybody. But a lot of people who won the Parsecs weren't there.
Nobody
so,
was there.
So like
Aw.
Anna had to accept the award on the behalf of just like everybody. So that was crazy. But it's just because people are all over the world.
Yeah.
But
It's a tough year for conventions.
Did they have anybody do videos or? Except
oh my God! Now this
whatever?
is another reason Sylvester McCoy is awesome. All the winners were told ahead of time so they could record a little message. Like I've told you before, promos should be 30 seconds or a minute. That's all they should be. So the very first award they present, and they start playing the message, and while they do, Sylvester McCoy just starts leaning on the podium and just going, come
my
on,
God, is it
get
okay?
on.
Like if they could have played the music like at the Oscars.
Oh, they
would've
totally
played
would.
The music.
And everybody recorded like a nice 3 to 5 minute little response trying to be clever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, because they
Keep it
said
short.
their thank yous, and then they pimped all of their stuff.
Yeah.
And, you creative types have a lot of stuff to pimp.
basically you guys like to run your damn mouth a lot. That's what she's saying. I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah, so it was definitely a lot of fun. And who was the host with Scott Sigler and
No,
Veronica Belmont.
Veronica?
No,
Yeah,
they
they
weren't-
were really good together.
No, they
They
were
weren't
accidental
there.
time travelers. I
Exactly.
Right.
And
Terry. Right.
Well, Sylvester McCoy got to school Sigler or whoever he was playing because he kept saying this guy picked us up in a phone booth, and when they come up there, the gentleman whose name I forget hosting with Sylvester McCoy is like, "Do you have a phone booth?" And he's like, "No, it's a police box."
Wow.
Yep.
That's a pretty big error.
Yeah, I gotta go. I actually want, even though I was there, I want to go watch that video again on the Parsec site because it's too good.
Unless Sigler meant that Bill and Ted had picked them.
Ah, there you go. The other time traveler
Yeah.
duo.
That isn't entirely possible. But I love that because nobody knew he was going to be there. So all these people that waited in like 2 and 3 hour lines to see Sylvester McCoy on a panel could have come to our cheesy little awards show and just saw him hanging out. That would have been
That's
awesome.
crazy. Well, now people know to go to the Parsecs next year because you don't know if there's going to be a doctor showing up or not.
Never know.
Someone might
You
streak.
never know what celebrity is going to come through naked with a guitar.
That's right. Well, so on that note, everybody, I need to go to bed.
Okay, go run,
So
Nick.
I'm going to sign off, but you guys have fun.
She'll be in her bunk.
Feel better,
Luna, I said
Christiana.
hi.
Good night,
Bye,
sweetie.
Luna.
Bye,
Feel
Christiana.
better.
Oh, and your avatar helped me on the 3DS. Never mind, she's gone.
Oh, there she is. It's go to sleep. It is kind of late.
If you have a 3DS, Dragon Con is so awesome. You get like 10 people in your street pass just by walking.
Doing street passes, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. You get so many of your puzzle panels solved just by being at Dragon Con. It's great. You see people in your street pass you haven't seen since last Dragon Con. That's a little weird.
Aw.
I know there's con friends, but that really just points out how
Yeah.
kind of lame that all is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back to help fight a dragon for you. Woo!
A year later.
You're gonna get Terry a 2DS.
Jesus, God, don't even get me started on that. Get me started. You know what that thing looks like to me?
What, a Game Boy?
No, it looks like a newfangled high-tech Tiger LCD handheld game that you used to get
Oh, yeah,
from
like a little
man.
pro
Oh, with football.
type thing,
Yeah.
Nicole, Tim, do you know what they're talking about?
The Mattel.
Okay. How about
No.
some background here, PG?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nintendo announced they're going to be releasing a 2DS, which
Yep.
will play all the 3DS
I
games,
heard about that.
but
yeah.
just in 2D. And instead of having their normal like fold-up thing for like their DS type
Clamshell.
things, it's like a
Tablet.
two-screen flat tablet that like it's sort of at an angle, and it looks completely ridiculous.
Because as they say, well, kids will sit on it when it's collapsed and folded like that and break the little thing that lets the clamshell work. And I'm like, right, so let's just have two screens pointed straight up with no protection. Kids will take
Exactly.
damage
on that directly.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, she's going to get a system. It's going to be a... Well,
Well,
she's got her
but-
phone. What does she need?
I know, I've got my phone.
They don't have draw something on the 3DS.
Oh, if they did.
Do they have Song Pop? Because that's what I'm obsessed with.
No. But, Luigi's Mansion's awesome.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart 7 is just too damn good for words. Come
We
to
we
it.
dressed up a little bit in costumes too. We did a little bit of. Flynn has a really good steampunk costume with a lot of
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And some of our friends cosplayed for the first time. Did some
Steampunk.
steampunk stuff, and like he made a bunch of accessories, and so
Is this
that was
Cheryl and Brian or someone else?
So this was Dave and Mary.
Yeah.
Brian and Cheryl were there with us too, but they don't really cosplay.
No.
Gotcha.
But no, so I was like, I'm gonna wear all of my accessories in one costume. I'm gonna be a steampunk pirate and just wear all of it. So because I have like this pirate hat and a pirate necklace and like a pirate sword, and I just was like, well, I'll just wear all of it all at once. So that was pretty fun.
Should be at a bazaar selling jewelry or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll wear.
Well, I've told Tech Guy Wolfie he needs to do this to make some money for next year because something he could sell a metric shit ton of is this little lanyard he's made, which is nice and like this. It looks like a stopwatch. It looks like your fantastic steampunk watch
Take that off.
that you clip on. It's got a string that comes off that holds your badge, so when you walk up to people, you can just like, here's my badge, and then put it back. But it looks like it's part of your costume at first.
Oh, cool.
Beautiful. It's
That's
beautiful.
pretty cool.
That's really clever.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in the dealer room. It was so hard to not, because like you could buy stuff online, but then you have to pay shipping, and it's nice to actually like see it and hold
Yeah,
it.
and hold it and see
Yeah.
it and stuff.
But we were pretty good. We were pretty restrained.
Well, we didn't play test this. They didn't have it.
Oh, we looked for that
They
game
Look for it.
Oh.
Oh.
on Friday
Well,
night.
online. You can get it at Amazon. Super
Oh,
cheap.
wow. Thursday night when we first got there, before we didn't really like drink and party the whole entire time. We
Yeah.
played a pretty rousing game of Cards Against Humanity with several expansion packs. So that
How
was
many
really
people?
fun.
How many people did you have?
Like 6 people, I think.
Nice.
Anna
Yeah.
was there, and a whole bunch of
Aw.
people. So it was raucous good time.
Yeah.
Which means Anna got to say one of the greatest things ever after just sitting there watching us play to join in. After like 3 rounds, she just points and goes, "Why is there smegma on the table?" Someone left the card. So, yeah.
Well, because we had to Google it to see what it was.
No, you had to
No,
Google
you
it.
did not.
Yes,
No,
they
you-
were like, "Don't Google it."
Jesus, really? Oh,
I've led a sheltered life.
so, oh
And
my
well,
God.
Apparently, at first, it didn't sound that bad because the Latin doesn't mean what. I was like, go to Urban Dictionary, okay? Now you
And we were like,
understand.
oh.
The Latin isn't gross enough, I guess.
No,
Oh my.
because like poop isn't nearly as disgusting as
Yeah.
the stuff PG talks.
Yeah, all me. Well, if that's all of your Dragon Con highlights, are you playing any video games these days, Billy?
I just got Dark Void in last week from GameFly. This is some forgotten game from like 2 years ago that is better than the box looked like it was going to be because it looks generic as hell. But it's a third-person shooter that takes place in the 30s. You end up in the Bermuda Triangle where there are aliens plotting to take over the world. Nikolai Tesla's in there, and he makes you a rocket pack. Oh, yeah, and I find journals from people that have been there, such as, Amelia Earhart. So it's this weird little game that for $60 probably would have been crap. But for about $20, $30, or a rental, it's pretty damn good.
Wow.
Well, what else did you play? The one that was kind of like Tomb Raider.
Far Cry 3 I finally started playing. That finally came in, and I would have liked that a hell of a lot more had I not played Tomb Raider. Because, I like the storyline there a little better.
Yeah, I like Tomb Raider a little better than Far Cry.
Yeah,
that's true.
because I'm like, I just can't really relate to being a rich, pompous jackass. A jackass, yes, but a rich, pompous one stuck in this situation. Being a hot chick archaeologist, I can relate to that much better. Much more me. Much more me.
I'm always saying that about you.
You certainly are, and I love you for it. It's great. Good times.
Yeah, I don't really play video games because I don't have the hand-eye coordination. I think I do, but I really don't. Like, I can play most games, just not first-person shooters. I can't look with one hand and shoot with the other hand.
Look with one hand.
My eye
look around.
is right here, and I look.
The left thumbstick, right thumbstick thing she has a problem with is which is eyes and which is the motion. And
You're so adorable.
And I get stuck up against walls, and I can't get anywhere, and it bothers me. But other than that, life is good.
running in little circles like a dog trying to find a place to sleep.
We've also been, because we saw a lot of cosplay that kind of like inspired us to get back into shows, we were watching Defiance for a long time and then kind of got out of the habit of watching it. And then we saw so much Defiance, like really good Defiance cosplay at Dragon Con. So ever since we've been back, we've been kind of mainlining Defiance again. So that's pretty cool.
Did that get picked up for another season, or have they decided that yet?
Who knows? It's on Fox, so it's got a good chance.
Yeah, well, you have to, but that's the thing, everywhere you go, you have to pay for it, what was the one where you had to pay for it? On Demand, it wasn't free.
The Sci-Fi app,
the Sci-Fi
app,
it wasn't free. But if you go to Hulu, just regular Hulu, it's free.
Yeah, so you get to do it that way. But yeah, it's we're charging for it.
We don't pay for anything.
There is a Defiance video game, but haven't done that yet, so who knows?
I heard that's an MMO, and they canceled, or they're not adding new content because they had it tied into the show, and I think they didn't have enough people stick with it, so they're.
Oh, bummer! That actually looked like a cute game. I mean, a cool game.
Chooch wrote in the YouTube comments, Billy. He said, "Did the Geek Radio Daily recording at Dragon Con survive this time?"
Well, it hasn't been released to the public yet because we forgot a cord.
One cord,
but it exists.
The cord exists?
No, I don't know if the cord exists, but the show exists.
The show does exist. I just have to. I had to take my phone and set it on top of my laptop to record the drops because I didn't have the power cable that would let my speakers play the drops for everybody and be simultaneous. So I could let it come through the speakers and not record the drops, or record the drops and have nobody hear them. Damn!
So we have to go back and listen to the show again and put in the drops that we played.
So I know
it may never happen.
Nothing to you guys, but I don't do post. So I gotta do post. Okay?
Oh, believe me, we know that, Billy.
When it will come out. But I mean, we just recently celebrated our 200th episode.
Woo! Congratulations! How many years?
A little bit of a clip show. I mean, it's been, well, you think about it, it was Geek Radio Daily, and then it was Geek Label Radio, and the Geek Label podcast. So it's been since 2006 all told, right?
Because the 200.
Y'all are old.
The 200 is just GRD's Weekly, so it doesn't include the Daily Show. It doesn't include anything that came before, so so that was fun. We did kind of a clip show. You guys may not know, but we always record the BSing that we do before we actually start the show, and so that finally made it to air. So
nice.
It's a little embarrassing.
Really? You get to catch where it all starts, the tradition of her burping like mad.
I always just do one really loud epic burp before we start recording, or so I thought before we start recording.
Billy, if you did post, you could put bloopers at the end of every episode like I do. So.
Really?
I really need to start listening to the ends of our shows.
No, it's better that you don't.
Better that I don't? Awesome.
Always leave him wanting more, PG. Never just sit there and be like, God, is he still here? Damn, didn't his show end?
Well, on that note, I think we'll probably call it.
No, but seriously, we could talk to you forever. We could talk to you for hours of the night. And we missed you, and I did have a shot at Tuaca in your honor.
Thank you. People like to think that it was Scott that started the Tuaca thing, but it was actually me. But he gets all the credit. Actually, it was A that introduced me to Tuaca, but that was before she started working with Scott.
Wait. So you're a Tuaca hipster?
No. We've walked away from Tuaca years ago.
Yeah, it's Fireball.
Oh, yeah. You did it years ago because you knew how cool it was, and everyone started doing it, so screw that.
You know what happened, Billy? I can tell you exactly what happened with Tuaca. I sobered up and realized that it tasted like ass. And then tasted Fireball, which tastes awesome.
Tastes like the ass of the gods.
Yeah, what is it that McLean used to say? Something about Roman gladiator taints or something?
The taint of the Roman legion.
That's what it was.
Wow.
He's not wrong. When you taste it sober, totally different.
It's not bad on ice. I think
I still like Tuaca.
Warm, it's kind of awful.
I can't. Fireball.
I don't like my alcohol to have the consistency of like syrup, like Tuaca.
Yeah.
If only it tasted like maple syrup.
Oh, then we'd have something.
You know.
Everyone do ambrosia.
Is there a liquor that tastes like maple syrup? That would be good.
Probably. I mean, they've got all this stuff now.
Bacon,
honey, brown sugar,
raspberry. Yeah, 3 Olive vodka has every flavor under the sun. So.
As we're finding bottle by bottle.
Yes.
Ooh. Have you found the Roman taint bottle yet?
Yeah, Tuaca.
Okay.
Yes, my favorite 3 Olive would be the flavor just called purple.
Yes.
Wow.
Fantastic.
It's great, but they just have purple.
It's Kool-Aid grape, though. It's that Jell-O grape, that purple stuff of our childhood.
Does it make your tongue purple?
I hope so.
I think so.
I didn't have any. I just stuck my tongue out just for fun.
I did too.
Oh, I drank enough of that bottle. Balticon was my tongue purple.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see you at Balticon in 2014, for
Maybe.
sure.
Possibly.
For sure.
What about you guys, Nicole? You and Tim?
I don't know. Well, I was supposed to go with Pamela, but, blame the sequester for me not being able to go. So I'm going to have to probably save up on my own to go for that one.
I have no idea.
We managed to get him to Dragon Con in a van with our booth stuff because he had no money to fly.
Yeah.
And, threw him in one of our Cosmo Quest hotel rooms.
I did get yelled at by the presses, Bruce Press, for not having gone to Balticon since I used to live in Philadelphia and only like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, we used to live on the East Coast. We have no excuse. It's really sad. But I really, really want to go because I hear about what an awesome good time it is.
It's like, it's the social of Dragon Con, but it's streamlined because everybody's in one hotel.
Without overwhelming.
Well, it is sometimes, but it's totally manageable. You have your pockets where you can go to for respite. But it is. If you can make it, it's great, and if not, Dragon Con. I mean, there are worse things than having only Dragon Con as an option, even if you have to fold up into a van.
And at least at Balticon, your phone will work. Because internet and the phone away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much crashed Atlanta. Not us personally, but Dragon Con.
Did you see the article that tech companies around the country suffered because everybody went to Dragon Con?
Yeah.
That's fine with me. Geeks need their time.
One article had a quote where the guy's like, "We should just shut our company down every year because what's the point?"
Yeah.
Well, Brian and Cheryl, Brian had to do a conference call on Friday, and he told him, he's like, I know we normally do it by Skype, but I'm going to have to call in because where I'm going to be for vacation, I'm not going to have data. Oh, where are you going to be? Atlanta? What? No,
wait a minute. Trust me, there's no signal.
Exactly, nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Verizon was completely down for a day or something.
Actually, Pamela's AT&T phone was working pretty well, but my Verizon signal was gone. We were okay. We used some of the lobby Wi-Fi for our booth stuff, and that kind of got through okay. And then because of Pamela's Diamond Hilton thing, we got some room internet, which was a lot better. But who wants to be in the room? So
Pamela and her diamonds. It's like, Pamela, diamonds, I'm sure, yeah. She's got it all. She's got all those travel perks.
Her Hilton perks, exactly.
Yeah,
They're
so
gonna
while you
live
guys were
there.
at Dragon Con, as we said, Cheech and Viv were in Charlotte. We played a couple games. We played, what was that game you were talking about? We didn't play test this. We played
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
We played
we
that.
didn't play test this at all. And then
we
you and
didn't play
Chooch
test
played. Did you guys play Lords of Waterdeep? What did you guys play?
No, we played. There's several different
That's where you
I
guys
versions
play
remember.
backstab?
of. Several different
What?
versions.
Terry?
What?
Wait. What did Terry say? If she makes Billy laugh like that, I need to know what just went down.
I said, you said, what was the name of the game? Lords of what?
Of
Waterdeep.
That's yeah.
So it was when Chooch and PG play in the bathtub.
Yes, that was our unofficial
I
version.
can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh, this is after they played Fire Sticks. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No, there are several Game of Thrones card games, and Chooch and I played what we thought would be the simpler one because it's one based on the TV show that they sell at Target. But no, it's one of the Fantasy Flight games, and there's like
Layers, man.
yeah, you expect to have 3 or 4 things you need to follow. No, you got each round. There's 10 rounds of the game, and each round has 7 different phases. You have to buy cards. You have to pay to play the cards. Your hand in front of you. It was just ridiculous. We played 2 rounds, and then we stopped, and it was just like, okay, this is
all I know is like an hour later, because I was like, this looks too complicated. I'm out. You guys have fun. So I went and hung out on the hammock and just chilled out. And Chooch comes out like an hour later, and I was like, did you finish the game? And he's like, oh, we did a round. And I'm like, well, how many are there? Oh, I don't know, like 7 or something. I'm like, good God, are we not going to play anything tonight besides that? And they just looked like no fun was had at all.
Wow.
Was it the game mechanics, PG, or what was it? Do you think that just...
We played 2 rounds, and by the second round we were at least getting the hang of it, but we both decided it was way too difficult for what it was meant to be, so we just...
Gotcha.
Sounds like Game of Thrones Magic the Gathering.
It's a little bit like that, except not as straightforward. So, but then we played... we watched some Deadwood. You were starting a rewatch of Deadwood.
Right. Yeah, Chooch and I are going to do a Deadwood. I've never watched it, and Chooch, it's going to be a rewatch for Chooch.
So I have it on DVD, so we watched a couple episodes of that. I introduced them to Luther, which is one of my favorite shows, with my love affair for Idris Elba. I know Billy has that, so.
Okay.
Do you, Billy?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I mean,
good-looking people.
I understand that he is attractive, but he's not my type. So.
Oh well. What else did we do?
So wait. So you have a thing for him and me? That's kind of creepy, PG.
Yeah, I can't wait around for you forever, Billy. So.
Well, you keep not coming to my pub crawls to try to kiss me again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do another pub crawl.
So when's the next pub crawl?
November
something.
Hold on, calendar. I think it's the 3rd. I'm going to say that it's the 3rd. Or what are you doing?
You guys.
What are you doing?
Dad.
It's just a lot. No, it's just you guys always do it my wedding anniversure weekend, and this year's our 10th anniversary. But we'll figure it out. If you're doing it, just send us info.
10th's the pub crawl anniversary.
No. Yeah, we have like family reunion. We have a very, November gets kind of busy, but
oh, I know, honey.
But if you needed to go out for a fancy restaurant and Viking sex, then we would understand that.
She did have it scheduled for Thanksgiving weekend at one point, so.
Oops, that was not on purpose.
It's like, yeah, that one's not going to work so well. Why?
Well, if you don't come, then we'll have someone to drunk dial.
We could get Chooch to pee between your legs.
Yeah.
Hello.
Now that never happened. For the record, that never happened. I was walking. It was a pub crawl. I was behaving. I was walking to the ladies' room. Drunk guys. Hey, do you want me to pee between your legs? I ran into the bathroom and locked the door. That was the whole interaction. I didn't. There was no peeing, legs, nothing. No
just
peeing.
Creeper. Total creeper.
Creeper. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. So I didn't do anything. Chooch didn't do anything. Thanks for that little tidbit, though, guys. It made it sound really nasty.
You got to give that guy points for creativity. How many times has a guy hit you with that line?
That is a first and a last, I gotta say.
You're welcome.
Hopefully the last.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they do this. They have the GRD Geek Radio Daily. Now it's This Weekly. And then they do a pub crawl every November in Richmond, which is where they live.
Okay.
And so PG's gone a couple of times, and I've gone a couple of times. Ooh, PG!
Is that a new
We also want to say
It
what else we
awesome.
did.
Pull your pants up, PG.
I didn't know if you were going to want to show it or not. I didn't
Yeah,
want to
so
tell
I
you.
got a tattoo, my first tattoo this past weekend, and
Very
it's
cool.
a
Wow.
comic book character Grendel for anybody who.
Is it on your shoulder?
Yeah, I guess it's reversed. Well, it's not reversed. It's mirrored here, so yeah, it's my left shoulder.
So you've been a Mike Grell fan a long time?
A what?
Mike Grell, the gentleman who created Grendel?
That would be Matt Wagner.
Exactly. Damn, you're going to make it to the bonus round after all.
Yeah, I was about to throw some "what the fuck are you talking about" down, but I
It's not
thought
tattooed on him. I think he knows who is
Really?
the creator.
Have you seen the people with the Chinese words? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did make sure there was no writing that I could actually mess up or anything like that. So, but yeah,
That's really nice.
thank you. And
So how long did that take?
it was 2 hours. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. So
No,
it
not
was
fair.
still painful.
That's
but it
what
wasn't-
she said.
Wow. But it was a good experience. Yeah,
You hold his hand, Viv?
she kept asking me, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?"
no, he was back.
So
What? Did you just censor her?
no, but she did just go silent.
Your
She
audio.
just went silent. Oh, we just lost Viv's audio. So
Damn NSA.
I don't know if you hit your board. Can you check and see if you muted yourself?
Nope.
Viv?
No,
Oh, there you are.
I didn't do anything. I've been sitting still the whole time, but I think there's something foobar with Chooch's machine.
Mm.
But what
Don't
were you
make him
saying?
get up, hobble over there, and correct you.
Yes, Billy.
So as I was saying, you kept asking me if I was okay, but that was
No,
the
you were
extent of
tough. You were a badass. You were like, I got nothing. Throw me some shit to do. Come on, I'll build a house or something. Come on, keep tattooing. He was so tough, you guys.
Oh, dang, that's adorable.
And it only makes me less tough the way she says, "Oh, he was so tough, guy."
No, he really was. I'm just fucking with him.
It was adorable how tough he was.
No, I'm just fucking around. He actually
Fluffy chicken.
he did better than I expected because I didn't know much. Like, people have different pain tolerances, but I kept checking on him, but he was doing good.
Well, yeah, he had his Rainbow Bright that he was holding on to.
Is that your nickname for your special lady friend?
I was,
Rainbow Bright?
I was thinking of you, Billy. That was what got me through it.
Well, then that should have been Rainbow Dash.
But
It's okay. I don't see why that worked for everybody. But
Yep.
I
Phony
don't.
Jen.
No,
Nice.
phoning stuffs.
that's
Thank
why the joke
Not a
worked.
brony podcast.
It needs to be 20% cooler.
We watched Paul, which was the first time I'd seen that
Yes.
movie.
Oh
which
yeah, that was cute.
So
Yeah.
that was our preparation for going to see World's End, which we didn't go
Didn't
see.
do.
So we'll go.
Oh, Paul, remember?
Yeah,
Great movie.
one of the few movies where I remember actually laughing out loud in the theater.
Oh, I love that movie. It's,
When they get to the country western bar?
no,
That was anything with Kristen Wiig, any scene with her in the movie.
Oh
is
my
just
God, yes.
incredible. So,
yeah. We played a lot of YouTube video DJ stuff where it's like one person would show a bunch of stuff that they'd seen recently. So we were just sharing a lot of funny YouTube stuff. And John, what is that one? John Davis got a sex robot.
Have you seen
Sex
that? yet?
robot, sex robot.
Have you guys seen? It's a YouTube
You need to
channel
see this.
thing. It's a little web. I don't know how many episodes. I wish Chooch were here. We'll let him talk more about it. But it's just it's just these cute little films, and it's got the guy, the vampire preacher guy that was on True Blood.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Can't think of his name.
Vampire preaches.
Yeah, he was the guy that
Oh,
preached. He was
yeah.
a vampire. Now he was in. I don't know what's considered a spoiler when, but he was married to the blonde chick. They
I
had
know who you're talking about.
right. So
You know
he's
him.
in it. He's in it.
You know an actor's name?
No, that's the character's
Oh,
name.
okay.
You're right, though. I didn't even catch it. I was like, yeah, that's the actor's name. No.
Are you anti-True Blood there, Billy?
Well,
No, I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was quite awesome. The second season got really kind of dumb, but we kept watching it until she said we should stop watching it. And then a few months later, we went to watch it again, and then we stopped watching it. And then as it turns out, someone's been watching it without me for how long?
You're a closet True Blood fan.
Your guilty pleasure.
Totally
Yeah.
outed.
So, well, he's been working different hours and stuff, and I was like, what am I going to watch? Oh, I can watch True Blood.
A girl has her needs, Billy.
Well, yeah, but at least you could have been filming it since you were feeding the pony.
No.
So, Nicole and Tim, do you guys watch True Blood? Because I'm afraid of what Billy may say next.
I do. I haven't watched the last 3 episodes. It's one of those things that, at this point, I just watch it whenever I get around to watching it. It's not like I have to watch it every week. I get just for fun and silliness and maybe Anna Paquin's boobs, and that's about it.
The last 3 episodes have been pretty good, though.
How much? Any boobs?
Some boobs.
Not some. We need lots.
How many?
Werewolf boobs.
An accurate count.
We will use fractions.
How much do you like Jessica? Is that allure? Will that get you to the table, knowing that Jessica's got some cuteness
I like
coming
the
up?
werewolf boobs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Boobs, so.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard PG mumble about werewolves, but I didn't understand it.
He said he wanted to see werewolf boobs.
I said I like the werewolf boobs better than the vampire boobs. So
Told you.
this season. Yeah.
All right.
Like you do.
Like you do.
I told you he likes his women hairy. I told you this.
Yes, you did say that earlier. So that goes.
Some
It works.
Sasquatch loving with PG.
That's my new podcast starting next week.
Your first guest going to be the Bruce?
How is the Bruce?
I have no idea.
Nice deflection.
I haven't seen him since Dragon Con, so I have no idea. I think he's in your trunk, maybe.
That's why I had to start this podcast, which is just like yours, so that.
Oh my God, he's behind you!
You waited too long to invite me to be a host on your podcast, and you never got rid of the Bruce. So.
Chucky
Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't have good internet for a long time, so we couldn't do Google Hangouts, and we couldn't do Skype. We couldn't basically.
Well, we could, just without video, or anyone else being on the internet.
Oh, I understand how that is.
But yeah, no. So, but we'll have to have you on again at some point, and you can talk some more about what you're doing. But this is fun. I mean, I've been watching your show. I've been watching all your guests coming on, and so I'm a fan of you guys.
I know you are.
What happened to your voice?
Billy, no, but.
I have a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. I listen. I'm a radio guy. I listen. Your histrionics are much more entertaining when they're in my mind.
When you don't have to look at my face. That makes sense.
Billy Flynn.
I'm trying not to break from the hilarity. It's nice to be on a hangout where I can say fuck shit, and I usually can't do that online.
That's us. So.
It has to be.
Yay.
It's just nice to be on a hangout.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck shit.
Spec Media presents Fuck Shit, Fuck Shit.
Fuck shit.
That's
my podcast.
that's our podcast after Sasquatch Love.
Dear God, could you imagine that bar sex?
Oh, nominated for the general category.
Fuck shit from Spec Media.
Let's get Sylvester McCoy to announce that one.
And the winner is Fuck shit.
Fuck shit.
That actually might be the only way we ever win one, is if we have some kind of trick like that.
It's adorable. The Bruce gets so upset when we don't win. And I'm like, dude, we don't win. We're not gonna win. I knew that from the moment we were nominated. And if we win, we have to change our promo because it says right there we're the Sometimes Weekly Award non-winning podcast.
And who wants to do a new
would be-
promo?
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. Yeah.
Are you guys excited for Game of Thrones? Is it ever going to come back on TV? Like,
Are they filming?
February-
no,
Next February or.
they're for no good reason.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
have some like inside news.
Well,
They need to go slow because George hasn't even finished writing the series yet. They can take as long as they need between episodes. George, no stress.
Don't die.
Just
Please
right
don't fucking die.
Exactly.
we can get the prequel have, Game of Thrones babies.
Like Muppet Babies?
Yes.
Disney
that's-
babies.
Can we have all the characters as
baby.
Muppets? Because that would be excellent.
That would be even better.
Get
I
that
would-
Muppets, get on that.
I'd love some of that.
Oh my god.
I will rule the Iron Throne.
Oh shit. Now it's on. He's doing voices.
Oh.
You got another voice there, Billy, for your next Game of Thrones character.
You do what I say, because I said it.
Perfect.
Nobody wants a PG in the box.
Well, on that note, I think we've had enough this evening.
Do we have any comments,
It's
PG?
one and only time you'll ever have us on your show.
Yeah. I know you'll invite her back, but thanks for letting me tag along.
Now, let's see. We have Mickey's name is Noel Clark. I think somebody already said that.
You're close.
Gareth David Lloyd's Gareth David Lloyd.
Yeah.
Because one year they had him listed in the dealer room as David Gareth Lloyd, and he wrote next to it, oops.
Somebody said, Chooch said, come for the cattle prod, stay for the ice cream.
What's
Earlier
brother?
on.
What's Brothers?
It's a game on the 360. It's an arcade game on the 360 with, well, two brothers.
Yeah.
It's a little action-adventure mini RPG.
Brothers? Yeah.
It's a little more of a platformer. The gimmick with it is that you control two characters. It's a co-op game played by one person. So each character is controlled by a thumbstick, and the triggers do the actions, whatever the contextual actions are, and it's a really good game.
And
What's
how close to the Showtime series is it?
Not.
Okay.
It sort of looks like Fable, if you've played any of those video games. Has that look, and the idea is that you're these two young brothers that are trying to get to this magical tree to get some sort of medicine for their father who is sick.
Oh, so it's a bunch of tree-loving hippie crap.
No.
Wow. Wow.
He's quick with it. He's quick with it.
He's always quick. That's what she said. So Terry's doing this.
Yeah, I was happy. In the end, isn't that really, isn't that the important thing?
And after we do the close, actually I'll probably wait till next time because I want Chooch on because he was there when I finish the game. There's a spoiler I want to talk about, but we'll do that next episode.
You're foreshadowing spoilers? I like that.
Yeah, well, on our show we talk about certain things, and then at the end of the show, after the credits, we'll do a spoiler section where we go into more detail. So
Bruce Willis is dead.
Shut up, that movie was actually ruined for me. Not now, but it was ruined for me.
Yeah.
I thought you were just telling us that Bruce Willis was dead. So I was thinking,
No.
Not a character, not anything.
Not the
Just
real
Bruce
one.
Willis
The
died.
real one lives, as far as I know.
Spoilers.
There will be several of him in our cosplay group in the parade next year.
Man,
Please.
now I really want to do it.
several Bruce Willises.
All Bruce's.
The Bruce Banner. Oh,
The Bruce
PJ.
Banner.
God damn it.
Nobody else can steal that.
I'm going to be part of a group costume next year, but I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be brilliant, and you're going to love it, and you're going to hate yourself for not thinking of it, PG. Hate
No
yourself.
spoilers?
Are you going as all the doctors from
At
Back to the
once.
Future?
What?
Each incarnation from each time period?
Sure, we'll even have two Hartnells, one from the 5 Doctors and the real one.
There you go.
Too many time travelers.
I know.
Too much time travelers on my hands.
Well, Miss Viv,
Yes.
we have our closing recorded now, so you don't have to say any of our contact information. But I
In
wanna
other
thank
words,
you
you want me
guys
to
for-
shut up?
No. Just wanted to thank you guys for joining us. Billy, always a pleasure talking to you.
Yay!
And Terry, back at school, back at work. That's no fun.
Oh,
And,
Terry.
No, it's fine. It's a good job.
Thanks for joining us, and glad you had fun at Dragon Con, and we'll talk to you again soon. And for everybody that hung around and watched and will watch later, thanks for joining us again on another episode of SpecFicMedia.com presents Consumption.
Fuck shit, fuck shit!
There you go.
Uh-oh, get off.
Thank you for listening to SpecFicMedia.com presents Consumption. If you'd like to send feedback, questions, comments, suggestions, complaints, you can email us at consumption@specvicmedia.com. You can also leave us a voicemail at 704-981-1SFM. That's 704-981-1736. If you'd rather leave comments on our website, you can find posts for each show at specvicmedia.com. This podcast is released under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial Share Alike 3.0 Unported License. Feel free to share and remix, just give us credit and don't charge money for it.